What is going on, Weisscast? Welcome to Weisscast Games. I'm your host, Aaron Weiss, alongside Bryant Stinson
Hello.
and Ian Larson. Welcome back, Ian.
Hello. Good to be back.
Dang, it has been a while since the three of us have been in one virtual room.
Indeed.
And even longer since the three of us have been in one real room.
I don't want to talk about how long that's been.
Yeah, it's been a real long time. But yeah, it's good to be back for the February edition of Weisscast Games. Not much has happened over the past month, so it's probably going to be a shorter episode.
Yeah, I can't imagine what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's really been a slow month for gaming news.
Does gaming still exist?
I think we actually said that after the last one, like, oh, this will be a slow time.
We really did. And like, we're going to have to wait till the end of the month to do something. And
yeah.
Boy, do we have a show for you. Of course, this is Weisscast Games, the show where each and every month on your favorite podcast service, Bryant, Ian, and I talk about video games news and what we're playing. We also kind of talk about our lives through the lens of video games. Here's some housekeeping for you. Weisscast podcasts are back. Weiss Camera Action is now a monthly movie club where Alex, Erica, and I watch and review a cinema classic and review it and put it on the feeds for you. Weisscast is a just talking podcast with Erica and I. Be sure to follow us at Weisscast on Instagram for next month's movie for Weiss Camera Action and clips from podcast episodes. I've been very bad about clips from this past Weiss Camera Action. I have not gotten a clip yet. Sorry. Anyways, for now, what you been playing, Bryant?
Oh man, not a lot, but I think I said last time I was playing a little bit of Earthbound on my Nintendo Switch 2. That was the last time that I played Earthbound. Not because Earthbound's bad, but because I just have not played it.
Overrated.
But,
it's overrated.
Yeah, some might say. I've been playing some Metal Gear Solid Delta. I have been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake and some College Football 26. That's really been where I've been at. So that's been relatively boring gaming wise for me. So
what about you, Ian? What you been playing?
Some heavy Battlefield 6. That's a regular. A little bit of the Resident Evil 2 remake because it popped up on Game Pass and I'd been wanting to play it. Also, Avatar, the game that it's been out for a couple years now. The Frontiers of Pandora, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
When the new movie came out, I dove into that because they did a big expansion. It's actually really fun if you're a fan of like Far Cry-ish style games.
Yeah, I've been wanting to hop into that, and for a long time I could find it at Best Buy for like $15 or $20. But once that expansion came out, I haven't found it for less than like 30 or 40, and most of the time it's full price.
I think they just added it to either Game Pass or PlayStation Pass. I saw it on one, but I don't remember.
If it's PlayStation Pass in a couple weeks, I'm back on it because yeah.
And then there's always Minecraft. Minecraft is just a reoccurring constant in a realm I'm part of that's 2 or 3 years old. Just I don't know what else to play. Hop in there.
Man, I don't have an Xbox anymore, but I had the Xbox edition of Minecraft. I have a PC version of Minecraft. I have it on Switch. I have it on iPhone, which it's all like the same one now, which is crazy because when it was like there was Minecraft Mobile, remember? Or Pocket Edition, that's what it was called. And it was like a whole separate thing, and now it's just all like one thing, which is really cool. But yeah, it was like back in the day, if you bought Minecraft Pocket, I think this is like back when I had an iPod Touch, so like way back, and I bought it. And I was like, oh, this is pretty fun, but I think I like the regular, like on computer better. But now, if I wanted to hop in on my iPhone while I'm like waiting in a doctor's office or like in the car not driving, I could do that, which is really cool.
I mean,
But
you could do it while you're driving, just might make it a little more difficult.
it would make it slightly more difficult. But I haven't played Minecraft in a while. I'm a part of a realm, and last I checked, the other people I was in the realm with, like, just had a lot more built up. Like, I got added late, and I was like, I don't feel like catching up to you guys. So
Yeah.
it takes a lot of love and time, and I don't have the most patience sometimes in Minecraft.
Fair enough.
Anyways, I have been playing a few different games. I beat 3 games since the last time we recorded. Escape from Ever After. Bryant, I need you to perk your ears up, because this is a Bryant Stinson game, if I've ever played one. It
Okay.
is inspired by Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
Okay, I'm listening.
And I will say it is the best Paper Mario inspired game I have ever played.
Did you say that about Bug Fable when it was out?
I did, and that at the time that was the best Paper Mario inspired game.
It's gone up a rung. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so Bug Fables is probably an 8.5 or 9.
Okay.
This is probably like 9.5. Like, it is,
Ooh.
the writing is really smart. The Like, it's hilarious. The everything you expect with the dodging and like the perfect like button presses when doing attacks and stuff. It's all right there. It's actually really highly accessible too, which we as a unit don't always talk about accessibility in games, but that's like a really big thing for a lot of people. Like, if you want to like tweak how difficult the game is, like, you can obviously, there's like easy, normal, hard, etc. But like, if you wanted to play on hard but make it to where it was a little bit easier to do the button presses, like, you can tweak that in the settings, which is really cool. Or if you wanted to play on easy and kind of just like turn off like the button pressing, it'll just do it automatically, you can do that, which I think is really cool. It's like, I mean, it's an indie game, so it's probably like a pretty small team, and they didn't have to make it as accessible as they did. It's really cool that they did that. But I think it's like a $20 or $30 game. It's everywhere. It's on Steam, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. I played it on Steam at recommendation from Aaron Hargrove. It's so good, and I mean, it's very early in the year, but I mean, it's my early year game of the year. It's so incredible.
Mm.
After that, I played this game called Nocturnal. It's a like platforming side scroller. I got it. It was like $1, and the sequel's coming out in a couple months. The sequel's supposed to be more of a Metroidvania, but I played the first one. It's really good. I recommend it, especially if you can find it for $1 or less. I'm not sure what all it's on. I'm pretty sure Steam and Switch, but I don't know for a fact. And then I played and beat Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door, the remaster on Switch.
Great game.
It is a great game. The original is better because the game on Switch only runs at 30 frames, and that really messed me up with a lot of things. It's hard to do the button presses and timing when you're at 30 FPS. And I was playing, for reference, I was playing Escape from Ever After at 120 FPS. And that made things a lot easier with the 120 FPS.
Is it locked at 30?
It is locked at 30, even on the Switch
Okay.
too. Which is weird because the original was 60 FPS. And
It was. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still a great game. I mean, I think that kind of brought it down a little bit for me. And also, I think Escape from Ever After cleaned up some of the like end game things that Thousand Year Door did. Like, Thousand Year Door, if you'll remember, there's like mini boss, big boss, like all at the very end. It's like right in a row, and that's just like kind of a long-winded way to end the game. And to me, it didn't end on a high note because of that, because the final boss is so demonstrably more difficult than the rest of the game.
Oh, the final boss of Thousand Year Door is like one of my favorite final bosses ever.
I mean, it's still like, I think it would be better if it wasn't preceded by 2 mini bosses right before, and it's just the random difficulty spike.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a
it-
thing in the original too.
yeah, it's not. I mean, it's by no means like a bad game. It's still like excellent. The remaster in general, I think probably is an 8, but whereas regular Thousand Year Door is probably like 9.5, 10 area. But
Mhm.
yeah, the performance on Switch with the 30 FPS is weird to me.
I need to give one of those a try. I haven't played a Paper Mario or Paper Mario like since the original on the N64.
Yeah,
I recommend.
there's not been a lot of great Paper Mario games.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've avoided them.
At one time, Bug Fables was on Game Pass. I don't know if it still is.
Yeah, it was at one point. Yeah, I don't know if it is currently anymore.
You could probably find Bug Fables on a pretty good sale. Escape from Ever After just came out, so it's, if you don't want to spend $20 or $30, maybe wait for a summer sale. Maybe it'll be on sale then.
Yeah.
I'll give
You
a
could-
poke at it.
You could also play it because I think it was in the same Nintendo Direct that the remake for Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door and the remake for Super Mario RPG were announced. And Super Mario RPG actually paved the way for the Paper Mario series, and that remake is fantastic.
It is fantastic. It runs at 60.
Yeah, it runs at
It
60. It's great. Like but it has the same feel of like the isometric kind of layout to the levels and things, but it's a great remake. So
And I like that one more than the Thousand Year Door remake.
yeah, which is a shame. I was really excited. Thousand Year Door is one of the greatest games ever. So
Yeah. Weird Nintendo decisions. Like, you can do that.
classic.
Yeah.
They do
And
those
then
things.
lastly, the game I've been playing most recently is one that our very own Bryant recommended / insisted / funded. Metal Gear Solid Tactical Espionage Action. You can't see this, listeners, but I'm raising my eyebrows repeatedly. This is a game / series that I tried back in high school, and I was really bad, and I just thought I would never play this ever. And I've died a lot. The controls are jank. But the story keeps me in it. The way I feel after like I beat Liquid Snake and the Hind D helicopter.
Spoiler. Whoa, there's a helicopter in the game? Come on, man.
I beat 2 bosses back to back with like 25% health, and I didn't have any way to regain health, and I felt so cool. I felt amazing. Also, I didn't have body armor, which I missed at the beginning. I didn't have the body armor, and I beat those 2 bosses.
How did you even get there without because there's one section of the game that is awful without the body armor. How did you even get to the Hind D fight?
Because I'm a gamer, Bryant.
I'm just hearing he's way better than he's leading on.
How many times you die on that staircase?
Actually, you don't need the body armor on that staircase if you have
helps.
no special grenades.
Oh, that's fair. I just put on the body armor and charged through.
But yeah,
that's funny.
People for the last 30 years have been talking about this game ad nauseum. I have nothing else to add to the conversation other than I think Kojima was onto something. So we'll see if that holds true for the rest of the series. But he might have been onto something.
Dude, what a great game! It's so good. It holds up surprisingly well.
Hmm. Better than most PlayStation 1 games.
Yeah. Minus the controls.
True.
You get past like the nonsense with the controls, but
The
you
amount of
know,
times that I've like tried to dodge the gaze of a camera only to walk directly into it, not on purpose.
That's funny.
you have to hold the thumbstick towards the wall to hug the wall.
Yeah,
And if you don't, you don't hug the wall. It's so dumb. Like it's dumb, but it's charming at this point. So
it is. And I look forward to one day maybe Virtuos, the people that did MGS3 or Delta.
mhm. Yeah.
I look forward to them doing MGS1.
Yeah, who knows what they're gonna remake next. They actually did a poll shortly after Delta's release on Konami's I guess it's their X account, not their
Mhm.
Twitter account. But and they asked them like, "Hey, what game would you like us to remake next?" And it was fairly close between. I say fairly close. It wasn't that close, but Metal Gear Solid was far and wide the most popular choice, and then Peace Walker was shortly after that. So
Well, if only there was a studio connected with PlayStation that could do that. Maybe we should get to the news. Before we get to the sad news, Ian, you want to recap the state of play real quick?
I'll try and blow through the massive information we got. I mean, it was I'd say pretty heavy for a state of play
Oh
for
yeah.
just games front to back, like main games, third party games, just all kinds of stuff. We had the announcement of I keep wanting to say Gears of War, but that's the wrong company entirely. The God of War trilogy remake. They've announced that they are working on, and it's coming. I don't believe we got any kind of indication of a date for that, though. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this one, with the Ghost of Yote Legends, the multiplayer expansion. A lot of people are excited about that. I still haven't played Ghost of Yote. I haven't played the first one. I need to, but
Just skip
backlog.
Tsushima, go to Yote.
Okay, I may do that. I've had multiple people tell me that, so I may do that. Talked a good bit about Marathon. It's getting its open beta. It's one of those that like I want to care about, and it's just like I can't bring myself to care about until it comes out and somebody tells me it's actually good and it doesn't look like it's gonna die in a month. But that's just a personal thing. Then Soros, a lot of people excited about that one. I may or may not hit that one, but they gave us some gameplay and
Whoa.
it's coming out April 30th.
How did that?
And then I think the last like big main one they gave was the John Wick game. Got a trailer, no date or anything, but a trailer. Tons of third party stuff. With Beast of Reincarnation coming out in August, like we were just talking about Metal Gear, the Master Collection Volume 2 coming out in August. Something I'm excited for that a lot of people don't really seem to be super excited for, the 007 game, First Light, coming in
I'm
May.
excited for that. I
It
love
looks good.
IO.
I love 007 games all the way back to GoldenEye. I always play them even if they're not good. Sometimes when they're not good, I enjoy them more. But that one will come out right before my birthday, so we'll probably get that one for my birthday.
Ian, we should have a little retrospective on the 007 games since GoldenEye, and maybe we can talk about how good / underrated Agent Under Fire is.
Agent Under Fire and
Nightfire.
Nightfire is probably my favorite outside of GoldenEye.
They're so good. I mean, they're all so good. I liked the multiplayer better from Agent Under Fire, but the campaign in Nightfire was better for sure.
Top tier. Then we moved on. They got Castlevania, Belmont's Curse coming out some point this year, which looks good if you're into side-scrolling 2D platformers, which I'll probably give it a shot. I like Castlevania pretty decently when it's good, and this one looked good. They moved on to, I think it was Resident Evil Requiem. We got the final trailer for that, and that comes out tomorrow, if I'm correct.
It does.
Or today.
Yeah, or today, or it could already be out depending on when you're listening to this.
Oh, it's so good! Yay!
Yeah,
Love it.
I can't imagine it's going to be bad. You know, I'm anticipating a solid 8.5, 9 out of 10, but you know, I don't see it being less than a 7. So, we got Silent Hill, Townfall coming at some point this year. The next Kena game, Scars of Osmora, I think is what it was called, coming sometime this year.
It looks so good.
Oh, it does look really good. I'm gonna have to go back and replay Bridge of Spirits just because I played it like 4 years ago.
You know, I was actually going to play that after Thousand Year Door, but then Bryant made me play Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah,
and I'm not mad about it.
Made you play the first game of one of the greatest series of all time. My fault.
How dare he? The next one I think is probably my most excited out of anything, just because it is the follow-up to a game that I already love, which is the Star Wars Galactic Racer.
It looks amazing.
I played so much of the pod racing game on the N64. I think I killed the cartridge. I played it so much, and then I just bought another one. It's coming at some point this year. They didn't give any kind of date. And then a couple other smaller things. A Pragmata demo that I think is already out now, but the game comes out April, I believe.
Yep.
And we also got, which I was excited at the time, and already at this point I'm no longer excited. The God of War Sons of Sparta platformer game was shadow dropped at this event, and before I even got to the point of getting the game, it's apparently just not good.
It's painfully average.
I don't think I've seen anybody say anything good about it. I think painfully average may be the most positive spin I've heard on it so far. So
people say it's a really slow burn. Like I saw someone put out a BS. That's Blue Sky Bryant. Not Bryant Stinson. Anyways, they put out a post on Blue Sky, and they said 13 hours in, and I can now say I've gotten to the good part of
that's
Sons of
Sparta. That's
Sparta.
too much. I don't
know.
It's like
I don't think there's any game I want to put 13 hours into before it gets to the good part.
Right. And that's the thing with like really long JRPGs is like people will tell you, man, it gets really good like 25 hours in. I'm like, dog, that's like 1 or 2 other like great games that I could be playing before getting into the good part of your favorite JRPG.
Yeah, that just doesn't do it. I don't have enough time in any given week to drop 10 to 20 hours into something hoping that it gets to a good part. So that's probably one, you know, if it hits the PlayStation shop for like $5 at some point, sure.
It's going to be a PS Plus game before the end of the year.
That's true. It'll probably hit that before it even drops low enough for me to want to pay for it. So I'll give it a shot then, just because I love God of War and I love 2D platformers. So I was just hoping it was going to be good. Hopes were not held high.
Everyone was expecting Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, but God of War, and they set their expectations too high.
Yeah, it's true.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is an unbelievable game.
It's so good.
So good. It was so good that Ubisoft was like, we're never making another one.
In fact, we're going to lay off the whole studio.
Yeah. You know what? Y'all did such a great job. Bye.
Not even making the Sands of Time. I have to go.
No, that got canceled too.
Yeah, I have to go.
No, they're just not allowed to do anything that we actually want. That was I mean, there was probably a dozen other things that they talked about, but you know, we could be here analyzing each and every one of those all night. I do know that, like I said, I have several that I'm excited about. Resident Evil 9, super excited about. The Kena sequel, excited about. Galactic Racer I'm excited about. But unfortunately I don't really care about Beast of Incarnation. It just look. I want one thing from Game Freak, and it's not this game. Also, I'm not a Soulsborne kind of gamer for the majority of the part. So when Game Freak's making something when they could be spending the time making Pokemon games that are actually good instead of remaking the ones that were actually good, then they'll get me to buy something. I anticipate Marathon to be a letdown, unfortunately, after all this. I think even if it's decent, it's going to be a letdown and not live up to even what PlayStation wants it to be. But, we'll see. And Soros, I wasn't a huge fan of Returnal. Played it. It was okay. One of those I may pick up and try at some point. But I want to know, what are y'all most excited about at all this?
Well, as the only resident that doesn't own a PlayStation, I feel adequately prepared to talk with great accuracy about the PlayStation State of Play. But some of these games are coming to Xbox as well. I do think I think that the thing that really stood out to me was the fact that they announced that they were remaking the God of War trilogy. I think that's a big deal. Those are great games. There were a lot of funny anecdotes that came out afterward where people were like, are they going to leave some of the stuff in that was in the early ones, like some of the mini games that we shouldn't talk about?
They better, or they're going to have some pissed off people. They better. Don't remake a game and take stuff out. Add stuff maybe if you have to. Don't take stuff
Add
out.
more.
Add more. Don't remove anything. Yeah,
leave it alone or double it. That's the only options.
Yeah. It's either keep it or double it and give it to the next person. Yeah, one of those two. But there's also questions of like, are they going to keep the original camera angle, the kind of the more top down look, opposed to the kind of over the shoulder camera angle that they have in the Norse kind of editions of the God of War series right now?
It'd be very interesting if they did a more true third person.
I feel like they shouldn't switch it. I feel like they should keep it the original camera angle. Unless they're reimagining the game, they're reimagining the games, and you can do whatever you want. I will, in quoting Moist Critical, if they don't keep the original camera angle, they're dead to me. So,
and I know this would make it tremendously harder for anybody to make any kind of game, but I think the best thing they could do is give you an option. Have it where you can switch it back and forth, play it like the new ones or play it like the old school. But I know that that adds in a whole different level of having to remake stuff.
Yeah, which is something that Konami did with the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. They gave you a legacy camera option and a kind of a more modern option, which was kind of the over the shoulder third person, or the more top down, which is the original camera angle for it was very similar. The original camera angle for Snake Eater is very similar to the one for the God of War trilogy. So I think in addition to that, the other two for me that I'm really excited about is RE9. I'm so excited to play RE9. I think it's going to be one of the best games that comes out this year. And then of course the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2, the Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots has been stuck on PlayStation 3 for years. And so the fact that it's finally being ported and is available to be played by a lot of people that maybe weren't able to because of it was just stuck on PlayStation 3 is huge. So I'm hoping it kind of gets a little bit more love when people are able to get their hands on it, similar to what happened with Metal Gear Solid 2. So yeah, I'm excited about those. Are the ones that I'm most excited about. Surprised that there was no Wolverine though.
Yeah, that was one of my points. Is not only was I surprised that they didn't talk about or really acknowledge Wolverine at all, but they also announced the release window less than 2 weeks after. It's like y'all had to have had at least a pretty good like inkling of when, like, why would you not do it here instead of just like, I think they just sent out like a press release, like it just kind of came out, IGN, all that. It's like, why would you not just throw something out there? But
something I saw, actually a couple different things. Ghost of Yote was announced like the release date was announced very similarly last year.
Mm.
And also on top of that, there's kind of speculation like, what if they just hit the milestone? Then they're like, you know what, we're in a place where we can get this out in 6 months. Like maybe they hadn't hit that milestone yet, but it does read very weird. Like you just had this huge showcase, and you showed so many different games, so many different awesome looking games. Maybe they're also doing a deep dive,
That's true.
like state of play, in the next couple months before Summer Game Fest. That could also be a thing. But yeah, it's strange. That definitely crossed my mind. Like,
I think one of the reasons it was so noticed is I think so many people were like fully expecting it. I think that makes it stand out more that they didn't. Maybe they could have, just been like release date coming soon, or something. Either give some kind of trailer or something. I don't know. I don't know how to make video games or how to send them out. I'd be much wealthier maybe if I did, but it just
Or
seems
out
like
of
you
a
could have
job.
done something. But yeah,
you could be unemployed.
that's true. It's really a 50-50 coin toss on that.
Yeah. Yep. I love this state of play. State of play.
Yep.
Yes.
State of
They have
play.
so many. They have so many different names for their videos. But yeah, state of play. I think that the Kena sequel was a huge surprise, and
Mhm.
it looks real dope. I think, like in the best way possible, Kena Bridge of Spirits to me is a PlayStation 2 game. Like I mean that with such like sincerity,
Yeah.
and like it's like an honor. It's like it
An
kind of,
honorary PS2 game
yeah,
from PS5 era.
um, and I'm hoping that they took some lessons from that was their first ever game,
Which is crazy because it was a launch title, wasn't it?
launch
Or at
or
least
launch
real
window.
soon after.
Yeah, it was really soon after.
That's crazy. And because I remember it being like one of the big titles when the PS5 released. It's like for that to be a place's first game is wild.
And it's like an 82 or 83 on Metacritic or something like that. So people really like it. And I think at one point pretty soon after it hit, I'm echoing in someone's it's not happening anymore. That's weird. It was echoing for a second. It was on PlayStation Plus. I don't know if it was like the mid tier in high, but it was on PlayStation Plus at one point pretty soon after. So I think that exposed even more people to it.
Right.
Saros, yeah, I didn't get too into Returnal. I do like the actor in Saros, Rahul Cooley. He's a good actor. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too hype on like roguelike, whatever. Beast of Reincarnation. I think it looks kind of dope, but I'm also not Metroidvania or not. Sorry, Soulsborne like, but I think it looks good. I like
Soulsborne like.
I like I like wolf dogs, and it has a wolf dog thing.
Does
So
Koo? Is that his name? Koo?
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
I think it looks unique. I think it's a good concept. I just think it's not a Ian game.
It's not Pokemon.
It's definitely not Pokemon.
It's not an Aaron game either. I mean, you guys know how hard I tried to get into Elden Ring. So like I definitely put a solid 15 to 20 hours in that game, and I never made it past the first boss. I never made it.
You should have just gone somewhere else.
I thought I helped you beat the first boss.
Well, I think I lost my save.
Oh, that'll do it.
Because yeah.
I beat it, but I streamlined it as hard as I could.
That's what
I put a good 20, 25 hours in, like doing it, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish it, but I'm not screwing around. I'm finishing the game, and I finished it. I'm proud of it. I finished it in Brian's honor.
There you go. I feel like out of all of the Souls likes, Elden Ring is the most accessible one because because the other ones like the bosses are like walls to progress, where Elden
Mhm.
Ring is just that up to a certain point, it's just not that way. So if you lose the first boss, you can just go somewhere else and just beat other bosses and then come back. So
Well, I can only try to get myself to like one genre at a time, Brian.
That's fair.
Elden Ring is unequivocally one of the greatest games of all time.
One genre at a time.
One of the greatest games of all time. Easy top 10. Easy top 10.
Anyways, anyone have any other points for this?
I had one other entirely random thing that
Mhm.
I didn't even like think about really at all until I was going back and kind of prepping for this and reading comments on the main like PlayStation posting of this and in a couple of YouTube videos. Is there was a lot of people really pissed off that there was no mention of PSVR at all. And like I can get that if you invested into it, being upset that they're kind of not talking about it, but I didn't think there was that many people that cared about it still. Like, unfortunately, and I was a big proponent of it. VR's kind of dead at this point. And
It,
it was
it's in a
surprising to see that many comments, I guess.
it's in a weird place for sure. VR in general. PSVR, Sony should have known after PSVR 1 that it wasn't like it's just I know that the VR2 is better. It's still kind of expensive on top of an already expensive console. I
Mhm.
think the Meta Quest 3 and 3S are pretty popular because it's a lower cost of entry.
Yeah.
That being said, I think I know one person or one or two people with VR of any sort.
I
Like,
do, but
yeah.
I
It,
had the original HTC Vive, which you had to also have a computer strong enough to run. But then I had the MetaQuest 2,
mhm.
and I mean they're fun. It's good stuff. It's just there's kind of just a barrier to break through where companies aren't going to spend the money until they start seeing the money come in, and that just kind of plateaus the kind of content you're going to get on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The PSVR 2, I think it's like $400.
I think that's about right. Yeah.
Which is the launch price of what the slim or the no disc PS5
Yeah.
is. That's wild. Yeah.
That's a hard sell. It's like, hey, you want this accessory that costs as much as the console,
Yeah. So stupid.
but you also have to have the console for, yeah.
Well, let's move on to Blue Point being shut down. This is a little story from Game Informer. I think originally, yeah, Jason Schreier from this name's hard for me to say. On Bloomberg initially reported that Blue Point Games, known for the remakes, or I should say, incredible remakes of Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls, amongst other games. They most recently did support work for God of War, the Ragnarok. They have been shut down for God knows why. I mean, the official kind of speculation is that they were after they released Demon Souls remake back in 2020, along with this launch of the PlayStation 5, they were like, "Hey, we want to work on our own IP or something original, whatever." And so, what they landed on apparently was a God of War live service multiplayer game, which just sounds so fun, right?
Such an original idea.
the people think they probably had different ideas of original ideas, but
I hope so.
a few years ago, Sony got on that. We're going to make live service games and only live service games. We're going to have 12 studios do live service games because, that
That's
makes
what
sense.
the people want.
That's what the people want. And that was probably the only thing that was pitched and stuck. And of course, that got shut down like January of 2025 or like early 2025. And so they had 2 or 3 other pitches for remakes that Sony didn't stick with. And they're just like, we're going to shut you down. So it's also one of those things that's a really weird timing because they just announced that God of War remake trilogy. Everyone assumed, oh, this is going to be Blue Point. This is going to be amazing. There's probably not very many people thinking that or not thinking that. Whatever. People were thinking that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And so the next week, 2 weeks later, Blue Point shut down. Like there was so much like that happened that day, and oh, hello. So much that happened that day, and yeah, I mean the news just gets sadder. Well, not really sadder. Just like it just more shake up, I should say. And Bryant, you want to talk about what's going on in Xbox as our resident Xbox truther?
Well, I mean, Xbox was like, we won't let you outdo us, PlayStation, in hardware sales or in surprise firings or releases of people or studios. So uh, the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, Phil Spencer, retired, which I think people saw coming. But what they didn't see coming was the Xbox president, Sarah Bond, did not take over for him. And instead, they promoted a former Microsoft AI executive who I think previously worked for like Instacart and places like that, Asha Sharma. So, yeah, Sarah Bond didn't even stay with Xbox. She departed from Xbox. And so there's been this whole kind of upheaval that's taking place kind of at the higher end of Xbox gaming. And yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of different ways to look at it, and the news that comes out every now and then, one day good news, one day bad news, one day positive opinion, one day negative opinion. I saw someone say that, it's a new dawn for Xbox. They get to go in a new direction, which I think is fair and good to say. And then I saw reports from former Xbox employees saying like this is Microsoft's way of sunsetting
Seamus, what's his
Xbox.
name? Seamus,
Yeah,
like
So
the co-founder of Xbox.
yeah, the co-founder of Xbox said they are
Blackley?
sunsetting.
Seamus Blackley?
Yeah, saying that they're sunsetting it. Like this is their road to just getting rid of Xboxes in general, which I don't necessarily. I mean, the consoles make them a lot of money, so I'm not sure to the extent that I
But it's not
agree
enough,
with.
right? You got to think about the shareholders.
It's never enough. It never
Fair,
will be
fair.
enough.
That's true, but I don't know about the sunsetting. Like I understand where I get it. But so yeah, there's a lot of different ways to cut this. Um, you can say that Xbox is in a downward trajectory, and without the leadership of someone like Phil Spencer and the Sarah Bond, that they are doomed for the future. Yeah, you can say they're doomed for the future. Because some people, I saw some people saying, "Man, look at all the great things Phil Spencer did," and he did do some great things. He unbundled the Connect Remember that wonderful piece of gaming hardware
Mm.
that everybody was dying to get their hands on? He
Everybody
unbundled.
wanted one except for
Yeah.
actual gamers.
Yeah, he unbundled the Kinect from the Xbox One.
That was his first edict.
Yeah, he's like, for my first edict, I will unbundle the Kinect from the Xbox One, which actually lowered the cost
Yep.
to match the cost of the PlayStation 4. So I think that was the right call. That was the right call. And then he, helped oversee the acquisition of Blizzard and Activision, and they helped kind of oversee some of the acquisition of different studios to kind of join the
Bethesda.
Xbox gaming family. Bethesda's a big one as well. And then obviously the addition of Game Pass and the seamless backwards compatibility all the way to the original Xbox was such a gold mine, like a treasure trove for Xbox gamers. Um, and then there was a lot of things under Phil. And if you look at that, you're like, yeah, why would Xbox ever want to get rid of that guy or have that guy leave? And then you look at some other things that happened under their leadership that weren't so great, like namely how currently this is the worst that Xbox hardware sales has ever done, and it's not even close. Um, so it's like they are seeing record low sales. Game Pass is not affordable. It's not, your Game Pass is not affordable. There is no such thing as Xbox exclusive titles anymore because of this hierarchy and leadership. Um, so Xbox doesn't even have the ability to state claims and say these types of games are the ones that we're known for and we're proud of these. And the ones that they are proud of, we don't even see them anymore. Like the likes of Halo, and we know that there's E-Day coming, but it's probably going to be 10 years before we see anything, given just the way that games kind of move nowadays. So I think that there. It seemed like with under Bond and Spencer's leadership, for every good thing that happened, there was like a catastrophic thing that took place to kind of cancel it out. And I think when your track record looks that way, even down to what we talked about last episode was Fable,
Mhm.
even all the way down to Fable, everybody's really excited about Fable, and Fable looks great.
Mhm.
Right. The last developer direct that we watched, Fable stole the show. It looks excellent. But Fable got announced in 2020,
Mhm.
and we
Which
didn't
is
see
crazy to
anything
think
from.
about that it's been
Yeah,
that long.
yes, Fable got announced in 2020, and we didn't see anything. We didn't even see gameplay until 2026. So there's just there's just processes and ways, but I mean, not even because I didn't even mention how they canceled Perfect Dark, like they've done. There's just been a lot of the Redfall debacle.
Oof.
I think there's just been stuff. So I'm not saying that I'm happy that Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond are gone. But what I am saying is I think that um, it's kind of hard to argue for the decision that ultimately got made when you take a step back and look at everything that took
Mhm.
place. So no one knows where Xbox is going to go from here. And I think there's some corporate jargon to some degree that they want to keep Xbox being strong and return to what has made
Right.
Xbox good to begin with. But beyond that, we'll just have to wait and see. And that's kind of where I was. We had talked about that for a few days, where I'm very much on the wait and see train.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I kind of am too. I was a primary Xbox gamer for quite a while. Really enjoyed the Xbox One generation, which is weird because that's like the most obvious one that they lost besides now. Like so many people hopped from Xbox 360 in that generation to PS4.
Mhm.
And I did the opposite. I did PS3 to Xbox One. And I loved my Xbox One. Got so many hours of play in it. Like PUBG, Halo Master Chief Collection. Like I mentioned earlier, Minecraft. That's where I got into Minecraft. I am echoing again. Let me see. Okay, it's better. um. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying. I loved the Xbox One. I was, Xbox Live Gold until I got Game Pass Ultimate
Mhm.
when it was like $15 a month or something.
Blessings.
Or also do you remember you could buy Xbox Live Gold and then do like 1 month of Game Pass and it would like merge the two, and so
It would.
you could get like years of Game Pass Gold or Game Pass.
Yeah.
Xbox Live, yeah.
Anyways, that was really cool, and I did that until I think it ran out in 2020 or something like that. And I got a Xbox One S, which I really enjoyed, especially like it's tiny. It's there you don't really sacrifice that much. I mean, like sure the games didn't look as good as if there was on the X or the PS5, but I mean, I don't have the side to side comparison, so it didn't bother me.
Oh, you mean the Series S?
Yeah, the Series. That's what I say.
Oh.
1S.
1S, yeah.
I'm
Which
sorry.
they also made, and it made everything very confusing when the series came out. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
Their naming conventions, I think, are what lost them. Aside from that terrible E3 back in 2013 or whatever, 2012. I don't remember what point I was making. I loved Xbox One. I'm sad that Xbox has taken quite a turn over the past few years, even though there have been some wins mixed in. Like it really has been 50-50. Like, is Xbox going to win today or are they going to take a big L today? Like it really feels like that in the news cycle. Lately, it's been lots of L's, but for a long time, it was like, yeah, did they just announce like 4 new great looking games with 3 of them that could legitimately be like people on people's game of the year list? Like that was like, yeah, every good bit of news there is a tough pill to swallow with
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah, and I've been big Xbox. I'm one of those that kind of I don't necessarily like swap due to any real reason. It's just, when they go through the announcing new consoles, it's just like, I think I'm gonna go with this one this generation. I'd say historically I went from, I would say, N64, PlayStation 1, then I ended up getting an Xbox before anything else came out. Then I had PlayStation 2, then 360, then PS4.
Mhm.
Then I went Xbox Series, and I have all of them now, Switch all mixed into there. So I play on just about everything, but it has been hard to see them go from, the heyday of 2007 2008 where the games are just hitting back to back. You got the Call of, not that they're exclusive, but you have the Call of Duty, Halo, Gears of War, like trifecta of 07 08, just banger after banger, to where it's just like, are they going to put out any good games this year? Like, passable, sure, but is like anything going to hit a 9 or even, God forbid, a 10? And it's been a while. You mentioned, I think, Bryant, you mentioned Redfall. I was so excited for that game, and I was done with it within 5 hours of playing, because it wasn't just a bad game, it was just badly made. Like, it was just
Yeah.
a glitch fest. It was
It
pretty
was
much
awful.
unplayable. And it's just like, that kind of has been the story, that like, oh man, we're getting people excited for this thing, and it's either, it ends up being unplayable, or it just ends up being lame, for lack of a better term. It's rough, and I'm all for change for sure, but I'm just worried about if this is good change, or if Microsoft is even wanting it to be good change for Xbox sake.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely cause for concern with the gaming division for Xbox. I think they have a lot of studios that are big heavy hitters. But I think that there's just got to be some things that come from those studios that make a just that do significant things in kind of the gaming like sphere.
Mhm.
I think that like I think towards the end of last year there were a handful of games that Xbox worked on that I was like, okay, like these are actually one of them was Microsoft Flight Sim. Like now, it doesn't work well on console,
True.
but and they have to just tweak and do a bunch of different things. But from all the times that I would spend on Microsoft Flight Sim, I thought that that game was good. It was exactly like it said it was going to be, and all those different
It,
things.
Microsoft Flight Sim is one of those games that is very likely always a 10 out of 10
Yeah.
for a niche audience.
That's what I was gonna
Yes.
say. Is
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Xbox's
Of
biggest
course.
wins have been things like that or Forza,
Yeah.
and like
So
those
Forza.
games are
Yeah.
great.
Forza's great.
They're
Yeah.
great, but it's like that's not winning your. It's obviously not winning
No.
your overarching
The
audience.
the surprise package at the end of last year with quality and depth was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That is a
Mhm.
fantastic game. It's a fantastic game. Um, and it was one of those where I was like, okay, like I had really no expectations of it. It's if you've not, it's very well made. It's very
I have
well
not
made.
played it yet, but I've heard it was good, and I think that's one of the big keys that it's so hard to find a balance of, like you said, there you had no not low expectations, but just no expectations. And it's so hard to get people to buy into a game with no expectations.
Right.
But then it's hard to get people to fund a game where you can't build their expectations. So
Mhm.
it's this dichotomy of you want to build the expectations, but not too high, because then you're going to let
Yeah.
them down because it's, you there's no possibility of living up to that expectation.
Right.
Something that I don't know if they have done it with Game Pass games slash studios, but something that they could and maybe should do is really like bring in indie, like even more indie games to Game Pass. I know like Hollow Knight Silksong was a huge one that um
Great game.
it was a huge one for them. It was Game Pass day one. Like they know how good that game's gonna hit. Throw Team Cherry the bag and like bring them into your studio suite and have them cranking out those bangers like that. Like Team Cherry is just the most recent example of a very successful indie that happened to launch on Game Pass. Like
Mhm.
Claire Obscure before that, they should be buying like
Handful. Yep.
Denfell Interactive. That should be under the Xbox umbrella. Like, see if you can do these exchanges. Like, I'm gonna make Double Fine independent. I'm gonna let them be independent. I'm not gonna close them. I'm just gonna relinquish them from the Xbox brand, and then I'm gonna buy Sandfall because I know Sandfall is gonna put out a banger that's gonna have a wide audience, wider than a Double Fine will bring in. Um,
Yeah.
which is crazy to say because I love Double Fine and they do bring in an audience. Psychonauts 2's
Yep.
legitimately a top 30 game of all time for me. Like it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that there's like that is one of the questions that is going to be raised. And I think something to keep an eye on is what is going to happen with uh the X with some of the people under the Xbox Game Studios umbrella.
Mhm.
And it's very bloated.
Right.
And for it to be as bloated as it is and to be as low producing as it is,
Mhm.
and then to because the I mean let's be honest, like the strategy that it was built for completely makes sense. You you spend money acquiring these huge studios that are gonna put out games, and then you push forward Game Pass. You dissolve Xbox Live, gold, silver, whatever, and you put it all in the Game Pass, and then you force your consumers to Game Pass with the knowledge that hey, you actually, realistically speaking, when it comes to Xbox game studios and their family of games, that if you spend 20 something dollars a month, the games that we will be producing for you will be worth triple that, but you won't have to pay that cost.
Mhm.
But we're still going to make quality games and make them available for you day one. And that it it's a great strategy.
Mhm.
But when you don't produce games,
Mm-hmm.
then it doesn't work.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
so I
the whole
think,
thing falls apart.
the whole thing falls.
Why am
The
I,
whole
why am I giving you
yeah.
$30 a month when you're not giving me anything worth playing except,
Mhm.
you know, games that I played 15 years ago?
Right. So
The
you have to work on and ironically, one of the people that was noted for doing a great job at closing deals with acquisitions of studios was Sarah Bond. Like that was
Mhm.
something that she was very good at doing. Not saying that because she's not there, they won't be able to do those things anymore. But I think they're just going to have to take some swings, Xbox, and try some new things. Just go in a completely new direction and try to figure out some different things, take some swings, take some risks. And
Mhm.
really, at the end of the day, all Xbox consumers, myself obviously included, are asking for is like, we just want to. I will say the biggest complaint that I've heard kind of lobbied towards Asher Sharma now is like, hey, we want more Xbox exclusives. And I think that's a completely fair. Now, Sarah Bond's vision for Xbox was not that.
Mhm.
Her vision for Xbox was to get Xbox everywhere and to get Xbox games on everything. And I think that finding a way to bring exclusivity back in a way that is quality.
Mhm.
I find like with PlayStation, find your niche and just release people to make those games. Like I joke with you, Aaron, saying that all PlayStation exclusives are the same game with different skins.
Mhm.
They're all third person action RPGs.
Mhm.
Like, and with the exception of Spider Man, which are superhero third person action RPGs, but
Put some
like,
respect on his name.
but they're all quality,
Mhm.
right? Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote, like, Last of Us, God of War. Like there's so many of
Horizon.
them. Horizon, we don't talk about them. But
I liked Horizon 1 and
yeah,
2.
no, that's fair. But
Second
like,
one was really good.
yeah. So
Except for the ending.
they found their niche, and I
Mhm.
think that they're just giving people license to make games that fall within that niche. And I think that Xbox have been doing a whole bunch of different things with it. With it, like you have you would talk about Fable over here, which is very different from a Forza, which is very different from at the time an Everwild, which is also gone now,
Rip.
which is very different from a Perfect Dark,
Rip.
which is very different from an Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is very different from Ninja Gaiden 4. So like, and I think that like some of it is like there's not continuity with the types of game. Like Xbox is known for these types of games, and I think that losing, like, they've lost their identity a bit. And I
Mhm.
do blame the previous hierarchy for that.
Mhm.
I will say I do blame, not I don't think negatively, but I do think that they should be held somewhat responsible for
Right.
a bit of a loss of identity.
Right. Yeah, I was trying to think of um oh, I was PlayStation gamers. Like they're not dumb. They know that they're probably playing the reskinned version of Uncharted when they're
I don't know,
playing God
man.
of War.
I don't know. I think
Um,
everybody thinks that everyone's so unique, but this one's different.
I mean, the stories are different.
No,
Mhm.
they're not.
They're not.
They're all the
Well, okay, I
same.
will say Uncharted didn't really have any stories of revenge. So,
You're not convincing me.
that was a
You
Last of
can't
Us thing. So, if
trick and
anything, they're
trickster.
cloning Last of Us, not Uncharted.
When
Um,
people are like, the stories are so good, I'm like, it's the same story
well,
every time.
But you know what? It looks
But
different.
God of War 2018 is not revenge. It's a grieving husband and son.
you're right.
He's
There's a
got
lot
you
of
there.
grief.
You got me there.
I
That's
think
one
with
game out of 17.
I think with the Xbox thing, I think my biggest worry about it is that I agree that Xbox has lost their identity and they need to get back to it. I'm just worried that the people being put in charge and the people making the decisions now don't want the identity necessarily to be what the gamers are hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
think bringing in somebody who is not of gaming background, not that they have to be, but somebody who is AI, Instacart, and really seemingly has no idea, not that she should have, it hasn't been her job before now, but has no
Yeah.
idea really about gaming. I don't have high hopes for that person to bring the gaming identity back to Xbox.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I do. I think that for me, if Sharma's smart, she puts the people around her who would help her figure that out. And I think that that's really the only way forward. I think that you have to put the people around you that are going to help you. Because I think at the end of the day, regardless of what decision that you make, it's all about making sure that you're able to deliver. And again, Xbox, I don't think Xbox fans are asking for too much. They're just like, we just want games that we can confidently say, like, this is an Xbox game that we love and we're good. So yeah.
Yeah. Xbox, we'll be keeping a close eye on you. Phil, happy retirement.
Yes.
Sarah,
We love
hope you
we
stay in
love to.
games. It'd be really cool if you stayed in games, Sarah, although you're probably going to have to find that back somewhere else, some other industry, because games are dying here. At least at that level. So happy trail,
I just need Xbox to purchase Blue Point and then we'll be off and running.
dog. Get them to
Xbox has enough developers. They need to just use them. What Xbox needs to do is they need to get in there, and as much as I love Bethesda, they need to be like, quit taking 15 years to make games and put these games out that people want from you. The fact
Yeah.
that they announced with that little teaser, Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever, 10 years ago, and we've had nothing is ridiculous.
That's another problem. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they bought Bethesda, they bought Activision, and what have they gotten out of that?
And
A
most
Call of Duty
importantly-
reskin and Starfield.
Most importantly,
Yeah.
they own those IPs. So they can take IPs from, let's just say, Bethesda, take Fallout, and order what
Obsidian.
Obsidian. I wanted to say Oblivion because Bethesda. Take Obsidian,
Yeah.
make them do Fallout New Vegas 2 or whatever it is.
Remake it. That's what everybody wants right now,
Yeah,
is just
remake.
a remaster. Give me a remaster of 3 in New Vegas to hold me over to the announcement of 5, and stop giving me remakes of Skyrim, for the love of God. I don't care if I can play it on my smart fridge. I don't want it anymore.
The Fallout TV show, it's a great show. I only saw the first season. I need to watch the second season.
You do. The second season is leaps and bounds better.
Is it still airing?
No,
Yeah.
it's done.
Well,
You can
I think
watch them all.
second season is
Oh, okay.
finished now, but
Because
yeah.
I was like, there was like everyone was ready for the season finale, and then to say Fallout 3 remaster coming out later. This, like, everyone was like, that is.
Well, they had a
definitely happening.
countdown on their website for something for the time that the season finale aired, and everybody was like, "Oh, they're gonna either shadow drop or announce a remake of New Vegas or 3," and it was a 3D walkthrough of one of the rooms from the show. And they knew people were hyping it up for this, and they were just like, "We're not going to say anything. I don't know how to avoid this at this point." Like, it's like, y'all set it up for just a minute.
I knew about the website. but I didn't know what had happened with it because I didn't see anyone talking about it. Like,
People
Yeah,
were just
same.
pissed off. Me being people.
It's me. I'm people.
I was people. Because the problem was when when Bethesda got purchased, and also it got reiterated when they went through the Activision thing and all the stuff came out in the court proceedings, was somewhere on the books in the same list as the Oblivion remaster was listed a Fallout 3 and New Vegas remaster, but it wasn't like, oh, we're making it. Oh, but it was just like in the same kind of list of projects. So people are like, they got to be working on it. This has got to be what it is, and they said nothing, and they're just like, here's a 3D walkthrough of a room.
I mean, yeah, Oblivion leaked really hard last year. And then they did an announcement of that, and it was out within the next month or something like that, next couple weeks. They could do something similar with Fallout.
They did have a day when I think it was just I can't remember exactly what it was, but they were talking about the Oblivion remaster, and then they were like, "Oh, by the way, it's available today."
Yeah.
And then they also had a spot from Team Ninja talking about Ninja Gaiden 4, and it was later that they were like, "Hey, by the way, we also have been working on Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which is amazing." And they were like, "And that's available today too." And so those were available on the same day, which is really cool. So
My wheels just got turning when we've been talking about remakes, remastered. Unless they got a different studio from the Oblivion remaster, which that was Virtuos, the same people that did Delta, Metal Gear Solid Delta, the same people who are doing Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh well, no one's doing that game.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't exist anymore, but they were the last link to it.
They were.
And if all these things were happening, assuming at the same time, assuming that Knights of the Old Republic is still, how big is this studio? And if it's only big enough to do these 3 projects, there's no way that we're getting a Fallout 3 project this year if it's them doing the remaster. I know other teams do remasters.
Yeah, I think if we're getting a New Vegas remaster, I think it's going to be Obsidian who does it.
I think it would be silly to have anybody else do it, but
why
that
would
doesn't
you not?
necessarily
Why would you
doesn't mean
not
they
let
won't.
Obsidian
But
do it? Yeah, why would you not let Obsidian do it? Like, I also feel like if you were going to do a Knights of the Old Republic remaster, and then there was a faintly rumored interest in the Knights of the Old Republic 2 remaster, I was like, why would you not try to get Obsidian to do, because they did the first one.
Yep.
So it's like, why would you not try to let Obsidian do it somehow, some way? I know it's not that easy, and Saber Interactive is one of those massive studios that things just go to die in. But so
fellas, I'm going to propose one thing. This episode's going really long, and I'm going to propose that Bryant, you and I just react to the Pokemon Presents, and maybe this is the end of the episode, because this is already like an hour and a half, almost.
Love it. Dude, just cut out a whole bunch of stuff.
It's all been good stuff, and
Yeah.
like people I know, I've been talking to, this Pokemon Presents stuff isn't, I mean, it's going to be big news, but I don't think it's going to top those last 2 articles that we did, or last 3 articles that we did.
I don't know, man. I think we're gonna get Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Gen 10. I think we're getting both. And I'm going to lose I'm going to lose it.
But here's the thing. I'm also going to lose my mind at that. I'm also going to lose my mind when Nintendo says we're actually shutting down the Pokemon.
Hey, Game Freak is officially out of business.
They wanted to get in on the bad news.
And Beast of Reincarnation is moving to Santa Monica Studios. I'm like, not another one.
It'll be their last game ever.
like is moving to Santa Monica Studios. It's just
Mm.
like, are you kidding? Or to just be a studio that is just like doesn't do anything. Like Beast of Reincarnation is moving to Rare. You're like, they can make games that look like that.
Rare still exists. That can't be true. Just give me Banjo Kazooie 3.
That's what everyone wants, man. Everyone
That's what
wants
I
Banjo.
want.
Yeah.
I want that till the day I die. We don't talk about nuts and bolts, but I want Banjo Kazooie 3.
Man, speaking of legacy sequels that may or may not exist, Beyond Good and Evil 2, still a lot of Ubisoft studio closures and game cancellations, but somehow it persists.
Yeah, man. We'll get
How
that
did-
one
how
2
did
days
that
before we
survive?
get Half-Life 3.
That was when we were watching that, we were like Half-Life 3. I was like, there's just no. I think we're never getting it.
Half-Life 3 is the epitome of what I was talking about earlier. It doesn't matter if it comes out, and it doesn't matter how good it does. If it does, it will never live up. It will always be a disappointment because every
Yes.
surprise announcement is all Half-Life 3 confirmed. It just can't.
Yeah.
It's so true, because I'm thinking at the Game Awards, it was really the biggest announcement at the Game Awards was Fate of the Old Republic. That was like the biggest announcement, and it was the first one. So they probably knew that they were like, we're dry out here. Like we're dry out here. It's like the meme of the guy standing against a wall with the guy with the tuba on his face, and it's just like Star Wars. Like that'll get people talking for a few weeks. Star Wars, Casey Hudson.
They did
This
it.
is never happening.
I'm confident that it's gonna happen, but it says Old Republic, so there's a chance that it dies opposed to actually, there's a chance that it dies before they hire people to work on the game. So
It actually died before they announced it. They just did all the prep work already, so it just went
yeah,
ahead and threw it out
it's
there.
like Star Wars Eclipse. Remember that?
Yes, I was gonna bring it up, but it
I
hurts
thought we
too
were talking
much.
about Concord.
Yeah.
What's Concord?
It's
That never did anything.
Oh gosh, what a mess.
That's that's unfortunately what I predict Marathon. That is Concord 2.0. Is that it'll be like, oh, this game's okay, give it a chance, and then no.
Yeah. Well, since gaming is dead, this will be the last episode of Westcast Games.
Good next week to where we're talking about board gaming news.
Heck yeah, I'll do that too. I don't care.
I don't keep up with board gaming news.
Neither do
Yeah,
I. But let's
no.
talk about it.
Intersect with video game news somehow.
Yeah,
We'll just
that's
talk about
true.
Tabletop Gamer. That's it. Tabletop Gamer VR.
There you go. Also, Aaron, I think that the Pokemon Presents is only going to be like 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
I think it's not going to
They're
be long.
announcing Stadium remake. That's all it's going to be. I'm telling you right
I
now.
want
It's just that.
Coliseum.
Yeah. Give me Stadium 2, and Coliseum.
It would be funny if they came on screen and they were just like, with the bad voice, like voiceover, the dubbing. It's like,
Mhm.
hello, Stadium 2 Coliseum. We'll see you later.
Goodbye. Just credits is the rest of the 19 minutes.
It's just scrolling Pikachu's with thank yous in the background.
It just shows N64 footage of the mini games from Stadium.
He's like, this is great.
I'm in.
Isn't Pokemon Champions like that's like what's taking over
Yeah.
at Pokemon Worlds, right? Like
Yes. Yep.
instead of doing the main line, I don't know what they've been competing with recently, but do they do the latest main line?
I think so.
Okay, so I guess Violet and Scarlet would be what's being played right now. So in the future, it's just going to be Champions, which kind of reminds me of Stadium? Question mark. The trailer was like this time last year, and I don't fully remember it.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we know that we're getting Fire Red Leaf Green, which is great. And then the other questions is like, what else are it says it's gonna be big news. I just want to know if it's Gen 10. That's all I really want to know.
Uh-oh. Did my internet go out?
No, you're still here.
Okay. You froze for a
hear
second.
you, so
You froze for a second. Yeah, I think there's going to be big news. I was just saying, like, I think the thing with Pokemon Champions is that you can only use your Pokemon Home
Yeah,
version, which I don't have any
yeah.
Pokemon Home because I'm
Well, get him in there, son.
I haven't been. When was the last time I was a big Pokemon gamer? Probably Heart Gold, Soul Silver. That
Great
was
game.
it, number 2 all time.
What a great game.
It goes
Hey,
Breath of the Wild, Soul Silver.
what a
It's 1 and
what a
2.
great game.
I'm gonna
They
log
have
off real quick. I think
All right, guys, we should probably get going. It's almost it's past my bedtime by almost 30 minutes.
mhm.
But guys, it's been great. And I think my tiredness is being apparent because I can't talk. And I hope everyone has a great day listening out there on Wisecast Games. Um, Bryant and I may or may not be back with Pokemon news. We'll decide that later. We might just want to squeak it in the episode. But until then,
We'll just do what it'll be a bad dubbing. It'll be
yeah,
Stadium 2 Coliseum, and we'll just put it somewhere in the episode and see if people pay attention.
we'll we'll sprinkle it in, and at the very end, we're like, all right, can you name all the spots where that showed up?
We want timestamps.
And you
We
can
want
win a
timestamps.
fabulous prize.
We'll send you in a Walla.
But
We'll
yeah,
send you in a Walla with a straw that has a hole in it.
and stickers that you don't know what they're from.
Yeah.
dear listener, you may or may not hear us again in the next 5 seconds due with editing.
Mm.
And if you do, great. Enjoy the Pokemon content. If you don't, we'll see you next month. Let's just hop right into it. We are back. We decided to do a little bit of recording after the Pokemon Presents. Lots of good stuff. Bryant?
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun to watch. Not long, but a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. Just to quickly go over some of the smaller stuff that was released, I think, or announced. The first thing that was announced was a Pokemon game music collection on what looked to be a mini original Game Boy. It reminds me of, do you remember hit clips from back in the day, like the early 2000s?
I do remember that, yeah.
It's kind of the same thought where they have the 45 songs from the original Pokemon games on 45 different cartridges. Of course, Pokemon Company and Nintendo are going to be milking you for cash this
Yeah.
year. It's a really strange. It is cool. It's a cool novelty, but they do have their own music streaming service already. So this is a very strange decision.
I mean, I hear you. It's their 30th anniversary. I'm down.
Yeah, I mean it's cool.
I'm down.
I almost would have rather, because there was the Game Boy, the Lego Game Boy that they released either last year or the year before, and that came with two
Yes.
cartridges. It came with Link's Awakening and Super Mario Land 2,
Yep.
like screens and little cartridges. I kind of would have almost rather, maybe not rather, but like an addition to come out with red and blue cartridges and the screens for that. That would have been a cool little thing to add to that. And that's what I thought it was at first.
Yeah. No, I thought so too, especially kind of the way that they made it look. You know, kind of you put the cartridge in and it kind of projects something through the front of it, but I think they were just not like bait and switching necessarily, but they were kind of trying to say, but you can listen to all the music that is so nostalgic on this thing that we're trying to sell you. So, I mean, Pokemon merchandising is one of the biggest like markets in the world.
Yeah.
So like they know how to create things that look great that people of multiple generations of Pokemon fans will want to purchase and have to collect. And so I think they're onto something there when it comes to that, at least. But
Yep.
yeah, not necessarily something I will be purchasing.
Great. Next is the Pokemon Masters EX. The original Pokemon trainer from Red and Blue will join the mobile game soon. Do you play Masters EX? I completely forgot that
I
that
don't.
existed. Yeah. Big announcement for me was Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness joins the GameCube Classics next
Yes.
month. I'm excited to re-up my Switch Online very soon and play that. I missed this game as a GameCube player, even. Like, I missed this game when it was first out back, 20 years ago or so. But yeah, we were talking during the presents, like one of our favorite Let's Players, Chugga Conroy, played it, and I definitely watched that. But yeah, I haven't hopped in myself, so I'm excited to hop in and do this Pokemon. It's like the first like console Pokemon RPG, and it doesn't get enough love, in my opinion.
Yeah, severely underrated game. I mean, severely underrated game. So I'm really excited to. Again, it's one of those I've only seen people play it, and that was years and years and years ago. I actually remember next to nothing about it. So I'm excited to jump in and start playing it as well.
Next, we have Pokemon Champions, which, again, we were talking a little bit about this, I think, earlier in the podcast, but definitely earlier while the recording or while the Pokemon Presents was going. This is like the new standard of like Pokemon battling as a competitive thing. It looks to be a spiritual successor of like Coliseum and Stadium. You get your Pokemon in here with Pokemon Home, and I'm sure that there's other ways to get Pokemon. Like, if you're not into Pokemon like that, I'm sure you can just hop in and play with Pokemon that are already in the game. That hasn't been confirmed, but I would imagine that that would be right. But yeah, this is like what they're using for Pokemon World Champions and all this stuff, and it's coming to mobile and Switch consoles. It'll be in Switch consoles in April and mobile later this year. Trying to think, was there? Oh, there was some. What's the one? Crud. What's Pokemon? Oh, there's Pokopia news. There was. Let me get to that in a second, though. We got the new Mega Dimension DLC
For Legends EA.
for Legends EA. That was more info on that, which was. I mean, it seemed like you were pretty interested in that. I haven't played ZA.
Yeah, I really enjoyed ZA. Like, ZA is fun. It feels good to play, just especially on the Switch too.
Yeah.
So it's really what probably Scarlet and Violet could have and probably should have been. But with the limitations of hardware, that's always challenging. But I've really enjoyed my time in ZA, and I knew that a ZA DLC announcement would basically be giving a new Mega Evolution. So, and that's what we got.
Right. And that was Garchomp, correct?
Yeah, Garchomp Z.
Garchomp Z. The Z kind of kills me. I think it's funny. We got more Pokopia news. Of course, Pokopia comes out March 5th, so just in about a week, a little less than a week. It looks really good. It previewed really well. But I know I won't hop in at launch. I might hop in later. It's one of those games where it looks really good, but historically I haven't stuck with that type of game very long, so I don't know if I can justify $70. And of
Yeah.
course, Pokemon games don't really go on sale, so I don't know if I'll ever hop in. but it
Mhm.
looks fun. If I have enough people in my life saying you gotta play, we can have our village or island or whatever it is together. Um, I would hop in then. But
With Pocopia.
yeah, with Pocopia specifically. Um, the Pokemon MOBA, whose name escaped. Oh, Pokemon Unite had a little bit of news and that's never been something that grabbed me.
Mm-hmm.
I did you ever hop into Unite?
I didn't. No.
There's someone I think it's a friend of my cousin's who I'm friends with on Switch because when what's it called? Smash Bros first came out on Switch, it's 8 years ago or something. Um, I was just like looking for people to play Smash Bros with online, and my cousin introduced me to this person. And every time I see him online, he's playing Pokemon Unite. Like, I think he's obsessed with it and has been obsessed with it for 7, 8 years, which is insane. But
Jeez. Yeah, I've never seen anybody play it.
yeah, there are sickos out there for it, but they're few and far between. Um, what was the second to last? Was that right before the big announcement?
Yes, that one was right before the big announcement. The one that we skipped over was Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Oh yeah, Fire Red Leaf Green, double confirmed. It was kind of confirmed last week with the really reputable leak, but they confirmed it today. I believe it's out today,
It is.
and it doesn't have.
I've already bought Fire Red.
Oh, nice. It doesn't have home support yet, but it will have home support. So that means the Pokemon that you catch in there, you can put in Pokemon Home and then access in like Scarlet and Violet, for example, or train them up and use them in Champions. So that'll be really good. I'm looking forward to re-getting. So I still have my original cartridge of Pokemon Fire Red. And something that I've been talking about with this re-release of it is I'm excited to get for my son EJ, not this year, maybe next year when he turns 3, or like that Christmas when he's 3.5, a like Switch Lite, and get him Pokemon Fire Red, and that like be his first video game experience. Because my first video game experience was Pokemon Blue way back in the day with a Game Boy Pocket. So I just thought it'd be really cool to give him that little experience.
I love that.
Yeah, the big announcement: Pokemon Winds and Waves confirmed, and it looks good. It looks, I mean, noticeably better than even ZA did with those trailers to me, to my eye.
Yeah.
They announced the 3 starters. Of course, there's a water, a grass, and a fire type. Starting with the fire type, we got Pombon, which is obviously modeled after a Pomeranian. It looks cute and cuddly. We have Gekwa, which is the water type, which is like a gecko-looking blue creature. It's also very cute. And then we have Brout, which is a grass bird Pokemon, kind of modeled after an owl, which is interesting because I feel like they have multiple owl adjacent Pokemon. So this one feels like the least original to me, but I'm still of the mind that it's a good design. I'm anxious to see their evolutions because I think that might dictate what Pokemon I choose for my team. But yeah, I mean, right now it's a toss up between Gekwa and Pombon.
I'm surprised that it's a toss up because I think that just with the universal love of dogs, I'm surprised that anybody even cares or would care about the other two. Pombon's design is incredible, by the way.
It's so cute.
It's just it's. I think all three starters designs are great.
Mm-hmm.
Like initially looking at all three, I was like, these all look great. But Pombon especially, like, round of applause for you, Game Freak. Like you nailed the cute cuddly dog. Which is, I mean, they've done that a million times.
Right.
So
I mean, Growlithe with the first gen, like,
right.
so cute. But I might go out and say, Pombon, if they can nail the evolutions, this line of Pokemon, the Pombon Pokemon, has potential to be my favorite Pokemon outside of the first 3 generations.
Yeah, there's not really been, in my opinion, a lot of moments down the lines where the starters evolutions at every step were really, really good. I mean, with the first gen, and first gen was, when you look at kind of where Pokemon's creativity with their just with their designs are now.
Mm-hmm.
The first gen is clearly the least creative, because Bulbasaur's legs get longer and the flower on its back blooms.
Mm-hmm.
Charmander just gets taller and then goes from orange to dark red to back orange again. And, I mean, that's not just the starters, but, Magnemite becomes 3 Magnemite stuck together. And Wheezing, or Coughing, becomes Wheezing, which just has a coughing on top of it, or connected to it. There's like Grimer just becomes, or Muck is just a bigger Grimer. Like there's all of those different things where it's probably the least creative. But I will say each stage for Gen 1, the designs look great. I think with Gen 2, for me, Gen 2, in my opinion, all 3 of the designs of especially the second stage are some of my favorites. I think all 3 second stages for the Gen 2 starters are great.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're kind of hit and miss from there,
Mm-hmm.
off and on. I probably don't feel the same about each stage until probably Diamond and Pearl and Platinum when you get to there. And I think some of those designs are all fantastic. So, I mean, as it goes with the starters, all 3 look great. So I'm excited to see what they got coming next. And what was the release year? They didn't give us a date, obviously.
They said 2027.
Man, it's close.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be early 2027, so it can be the same fiscal year as the 30th anniversary. But I mean, I could be wrong. That's just speculation. Yeah, I think there was a lot of good stuff in this Pokemon Presents, especially Winds and Waves. I do kind of wish there was a little bit of a deep dive on Winds and Waves, but I'm sure that there will be as the release gets closer and as more information comes out. But yeah, these starters look good, and I'm really excited about XD Gale of Darkness.
Yeah, I mean, if you're being really critical, probably as a Pokemon Presents is concerned, there's maybe the full 20-ish minutes might be seen as underwhelming. The full thing, depending on how much you care about a lot of the other elements. But I mean, the Winds and Waves announcement at the end is really what gives it that next level push. So I was really excited about that. We were hoping for Gen 10. I was thinking it was going to be, we're going to give you some other remake of a game instead of a new game. So we got the new thing. So I mean, Pokemon's still going strong after 30 years, which is incredible.
It's incredible. Well, I need to get editing this podcast so we can get it posted as soon as possible. Oh, if you guys are wondering where Ian went, he wasn't able to watch the Pokemon Presents with us and record this last part, but we will be back next month with, I mean, surely there's not going to be any huge gaming news in the next month, right? We'll be back with a smaller episode probably, but until then, we'll see you later.